Hey, this is Matt for AVNation.tv. We're here in sunny Orlando, Florida at InfoComm 2019. We're here in the NexusLink booth with Brad. How are you, Brad?
Hey, doing great, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Pleasure to meet you. Brad, for anyone who doesn't know what NexusLink does, give us an overview of what the company does, where you came from, and then we'll start talking about some of your Powerline products, which are really exciting.
Yeah. NexusLink is a company focused on alternatives to traditional networking. Today we're going to be focused around G.10. We'll talk a little bit, but firstly, NexusLink is part of actually CommTrend. We're actually a larger company, but it's an initiative really focused on this new initiative and direction we have. So we've been around the overall company's been around for 26 years, and NexusLink, this is our first year out.
Okay. So when we start talking about what NexusLink is really dealing with, and you mentioned the G.HN, PowerLink is something that in my commercial integration business, we use sparingly.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because it's residential gear, and it solves problems, but there's also some inherent challenges with that. It sounds like with the new G.HN that we've kind of solved a lot of those problems. Talk about the new line of Powerline products and how they're not the way that Powerline has always been.
Right. So Powerline networking is known by the industry for the last 20 years, and it's been available, as you said, a lot in the consumer spaces. You can find it at a lot of retailers, but the challenge is it's never been really commercial grade. So not a lot of telcos or not a lot of our integrators have really gone forward and standardized on it.
Right.
And that's, like you said, you're right. It's just not that reliable at the time. But today, why we're here at the show is because really it's now commercial grade. Okay. It actually can now works reliably, which is a key thing. It's been picked up by a lot of integrators and telcos now. It's standard like Vivint. Axis has standardized on certified it. Okay. Bottom line is that it's ready. So we've now taken, the reason is because the old technology was based on a technology called home plug AV.
Yes.
Yeah. That old technology is still there, and it works still again in residential, but now with G.10, this new standard, probably over the last 5 years now, it's been available, is now ready for these uses. Okay. So G.10, again, it's driven by Home Grid Forum. Yep. It's the group that's kind of standard group over it. And it's really reliable, and so it's been picked up by a lot of people, and we're here to actually show this to really the community that it's here. A lot of people do not really know about it, and that's our challenge. So
what is the challenge in deploying systems like this? Because again, like any product that has a new iteration with some history, sometimes there are those holdouts that don't want to look at it. We talked previously about the speed limits that we're talking about and the variety of products. This is not just a point-to-point, plug it in one outlet, pull it out of another outlet to power that remote thing. We've got PoE injectors, we've got a variety of stuff. Let's give a quick overview of kind of those solutions, and then let's talk about bandwidth.
Okay, got it. So with G.10 and our lineup here at NexusLink, we have basically a base unit. So that's the base unit you put next to your router. There's a connector in that goes into the router, so very simple, just like you expect from Powerline. Yep. And then across it, we can support up to 15 different nodes in a network. And those nodes can be a variety of nodes. So it could, again, be point-to-point, one connection to another. It could be one to a Wi-Fi unit, right? So it could be an access point. Okay. So now you can bring wireless to a remote location, a dark spot. Again, without that long Cat5 wiring. Yep. Don't have to dig into the walls of a house, drywall, digging through, or a building. We also identified a PoE version, right? So power over Ethernet. Okay. So this is very useful for, especially at this show at InfoComm, for cameras. Yeah. And it does also access points and VoIP solutions. Okay. But the key issue now is you can plug it to nearby a outlet near where the camera is located, and basically now with the low voltage Cat5 cable, get right to it. Okay. So it's unique. It's not in the market. And so for those that do cameras, it's a great alternative, especially to those hard to reach locations when you're trying to install.
Very good.
Right.
So when we start talking about bandwidth, that's again, always been the issue with Powerline is that the bandwidth just hasn't been there. It's a little spotty, it's a little unreliable, and biggest issue is it's been a little slow. What is the bandwidth that we can come to expect from this type of product?
Right. So what we say here around NexusLink is that wired has always better than wireless.
Of course.
Okay, it really is. So why not leverage that electrical wiring in the home? And so the speeds, obviously most of our devices produce gig ports.
Okay.
So in a lab, you would get, gig speeds.
Okay.
But in the real world, though, we're talking like 300 to 400 megabits per second.
Which is still pretty good.
It's still really good, right? Can handle a variety of cameras, and also, support multiple devices. It's what you need. Also goes to far distances too. It goes
Right.
to 300 yards in terms of actual distance throughout a home.
Okay.
And pretty much just what you need. It really is not an issue with bandwidth.
Very cool. So if people want to get more information about this entire line of products as well as everything that NexusLink is involved in, where can they find that information?
Yeah, you would go to NexusLink.usa.com.
Okay.
Correct. And also, I forgot one other thing I should mention. We also have a coax version.
Oh, that's cool.
So in addition over Powerline electrical, you could also do it over a coaxial cable. So if you have dark coax inside your apartment, your home, your office, and you're not using it, it's another way of, again, saving yourself long wiring, because coax is even better than electric as a shield.
Right.
So we have a version, you just, again, same thing, point one next to the router, one to wherever the other coax is in your room or office, and that's another way to save.
What is the advantage of using coax over your power lines?
Again, coax is just shielded.
Okay.
It actually, what's interesting also, it goes a distance of a mile.
Yeah.
So that's
insane.
Yeah, it's insane distance here. So you can really go far away. So just a note. But really, it's just a great alternative. And that's, again, what Nexus is about.
Right.
A lot of alternative options
Very cool.
to what you normally have.
Okay, so if people want to find out more information on the coax adapters, the Powerline adapters, and everything else that NexusLink has, where can they find that?
Yeah, again, NexusLinkUSA.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Brad. Appreciate your time. For more coverage from the show floor and to learn more about AVNation, please visit avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.